Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 10 Minecraft structures that should be Java and Bedrock Edition. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. If you guys are at all new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. It really means a lot. Comment down below what your favorite structure is. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into it. So the first structure found in savanna biomes we're looking at is the Greek house, which looks something like this. Let me do is fly around. This building would just be a standalone building, and I think you could make this into your home already. But as you can see, there's a couple villagers around. It all kind of works within each other. So you have all this loot. You got a chest full of loot. Turtle egg, which is nice. Actually, I didn't even realize that. That's kind of nice. But coming upstairs, you got more loot. You got some armor that would randomly spawn. You got some stuff up here. I mean, all these things would have stuff inside of them as well, so if you break one of them. But overall, just be a standalone house that have some materials. I like the idea that this is really broken, so it's not super overpowered. But overall, just a very simple structure. And I think it adds a lot to the game. And I think eventually this could morph into, oh, you have a whole Greek civilization or a Greek village that, is your own village, and they look different. And cool, yeah. So this adds some color to the game. But yeah, let's jump into our next one. So our next structure that we're looking at is the Pillager Keep, which looks like something like this. Spawns forests, anywhere that like an outpost would spawn, but it'd be in place of the outpost, obviously. But this just has a little bit of structure. I'm gonna actually lower these hostile mobs because they are very, very loud. But simple, it kind of has that mansion feel to it, where you have this, you got some, spawners, good loot. I mean, there's a ton of good loot here. I'm liking the idea of the turtle eggs. I think that's kind of funny to put on the table. But as you can see, some good loot. Coming up here, have almost like an enchantment room, a lot easier to get enchantment tables. Got a smelting area right here with some random items in it. And if you come up here, I think this will be the top attic area. They have the sleeping quarters, where you have some more loot. And this is where you're trying to fight to get to this chest, where it have some loot. More spawners are up here, so you have to break them as you go. But overall, I think this would be a really cool building. And actually, I didn't even know this existed. Coming up here, yeah, you got a little bell and some better loot up here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think this would be a really cool structure. I think it would add a lot to the game. Make it something worth walking around, make, the adventuring of Minecraft very interesting, and make it a little bit more difficult. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's jump into our third build. So our next structure would be a village that is in the jungle. So it's a treehouse village. This is a really cool build, and I think it has a lot of potential into the game. I think this would be really cool if you're exploring the jungle, because you already have the jungle temples. I'm actually going to lower these guys down. You already have the jungle temples that show you a lot, but there's not really villages there. But simple village, as you can see, you got your farm on the first level, all your farm goods on this level. Kind of go up here. This is a quick way down to the bottom. Yeah, quick way down to the bottom. Go down, that's the farm level. This is like the bed area. This is the main area of the actual place, which I think is really cool. I think you have your iron golem, you have some good loot up here. It doesn't have to be this detailed. Obviously, Minecraft can take out some of the detail, but I think the detailing looks really, really good. And then if you come up to this last section, which is the lookout area. Oh no, it's a bedroom. Bedroom, but it has a lookout area. Here you go. You can see that and see all that. Get some good loot here. Ton of villagers, which is always good to start off your village. But this would be a really good idea for jungles and make jungles a little bit more interesting, because they're just kind of barren and they're just trees. It's just you're stuck with trees. Granted, that's what a jungle is supposed to be, but this would add a little bit to that and make exploring into a jungle a little bit more advantageous. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump into our next one. To go along with the witch's hut, I think this would be a really cool add into the swamps, but this is an old fisherman's hut, which looks just like this. It's kind of a run-down fisherman's hut that maybe has a few villagers. This is probably too many, having 4 of them. But really, what you get here is you just get some basic fishing materials, your early on stuff, something that you just stumble upon, and you get some decent gear. Maybe it's got like a mending fishing rod here. but nothing too overpowered. As you can see, just some odd and in stuff. And yeah, overall, you just get a whole bunch of stuff. And it's a rundown fishing hut. I mean, that's what it is. This one's next to a village, which would be really cool. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to add and go right with witches' huts. Let me know what you guys think. Our next structure, which is the Pillager warship, is something that I think they should have added into the game a very, very long time ago. But it's just a simple ship that you can find in open water, make it a little bit rarer. But this ship would have a whole bunch of hosts of stuff. I mean, obviously, aside from getting shot a bunch of times, it'd be very difficult to take over. But as you can see, it has some good loot to it. Have a whole bunch of loot in here. Have, you know, more loot down here. Going down here, ton of pillagers that are actually here to kill you. But luckily I'm in creative mode here. But yeah, it would just have good loot, but it'd be worth it because it'd be, you know, taking out an entire warship. You know, obviously there's some blocks that you might not want to add. Maybe the coal blocks are a little too overpowered. So make that black wool. But overall, I mean, you got some cool stuff. I mean, look at that chest. I mean, it doesn't have to be this overpowered, but I think this would be a really, really cool add and makes, you know, exploring the ocean a little bit better when you're looking for those temples, you know, the water temples. Finding one of these guys, taking it over, you know, even if you're in full iron armor, it's not easy at all. I mean, this would be a challenge, and I think that adds to the game. So let me know what you guys think. Let's jump into our next one. So our next structure being the clock tower. I think this is a really, really cool structure, and as you can see, you got the gears working, you got the actual clock itself, copper roof, which looks really cool. You got the, you know, another clock on this side. You can see the inner workings as well. From here, you can see like the water is what's powering it. But going inside here, you know, you'd have your just a simple ladder. Goes into your first build. You know, maybe it's a room like this. Maybe it looks a little bit different. Going into this room, you got your, you know, your actual clock tower, your gears. You know, this is where everything's working. Coming up here, more of that gear in there. But then coming to the roof, you have your main chest loot. Maybe it's more copper based. Got a little bell up here. Get that. But yeah, overall, this is a really, really cool build. And let me actually get back outside because I think it's worth showing. Okay, I need to break out of this place. That. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but this is an overall a really good structure. I think this adds a ton to the game. This would be so interesting to find. And I would make this my house instantly and like build off to it. You know, have like a little bottom structure here so you don't have to use the entire thing. But this would be a really, really cool build. Maybe you add it to villages, like it's a rare thing you find with some villages. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's jump into our next build here. Imagine walking through the swamp and all you do is you find this little frog and it's looking at you and it's looking very cute. This frog would just be a simple structure inside. Maybe it's got a little bit, you know, little bedroom, some frogs spawn in it. I think what you need to do is have all three spawn, or frogs that spawn near it. You know, you got these guys, or actually it's just one type of frog, isn't it? Can't remember. But yeah, this would be a really cool structure. I think it would add a little bit to the game, make swamps a little bit more interesting. You know, the fisher hut would go really well with this as well. But swamps, I feel like, need an overhaul. I think they need more structures here. Let me know what you guys think. But let's jump into our next build. Our next build being the Mushroom Village. This village would just be a massive mushroom on a mushroom island, as you can see. And actually, there's a pirate ship right over there, funny enough. But this, you know, build would just be a village. I mean, it's just a simple village like the jungle. It has similar features, as you can see. It's got all the villagers, everything that a village needs. Coming up here, I actually am curious what is up here. Oh, it's just a little attic space. I mean, I wonder who's sleeping up here because I don't know how they get up there. But yeah, this is just a really cool little build. It's got all the professions and something that would be really neat and very cool to stumble upon. Considering a mushroom island is very difficult to find, this would be, you know, another cherry on top if you find one of these guys in the world. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, but let's jump right into our next build. Going along with our clock tower, what if Minecraft had a nice little windmill that randomly spawned in the world? This windmill would just be a simple structure, something that looks very medieval and very villager-like. But this, you know, would have a normal greenery in the middle, have maybe a few blocks of some emeralds inside, and going through it, it's just a very cool structure. Got a little bit of a balcony. make for a good starter home if you are looking for a pre-built structure. But something like this, maybe not as many villagers in here in the actual version, but as you can see, it would have everything you needed to do. It even has some secret loot in there. Yeah, with that being said, let's jump into our next structure here. Deep in the dark oak forest, what if you stumbled upon a structure that looks like this? A nice little witch's tower. It stands over all the tall trees through here. But as you can see, the little witch on the inside, maybe a few of them in there. But this structure would be a little bit of a, battle structure. But as you can see, you kind of ominously go up here. Try not to fall. There's a whole bunch of loot, as you can see, being built up here. As you get up here, you'll have 2 witches you're fighting, maybe 3. As you can see, maybe there's a spawning, right here that, spawns the witches. But it's got everything a witch needs up here. All the materials to make a potion. It's got books to write potion books. It's got, cauldron. Got, brewing stands with different types of potions within it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And if you guys enjoyed this mod, it'll be linked in the description below. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are at all new to the channel. But with that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you want to see more, let me know.